Okay, people, so now I wasn't going to do any videos. I'm working on a video in regards to energy weapons. You know, I got so much things I have to do, people. Like, seriously, I'm just waiting for the axe, okay? And actually, I just opened up a bill tonight, and I just got the axe. I told you I was waiting for the next attack. This wasn't the attack that I was waiting for. I'm actually waiting for something more worse than this. But after I do the numbers, you're gonna see how pathetic this is. Now, this is in regards to CIBC Bank. They want $18,863.02 by April 30th. Okay? Can you see that? Let me see. Where are we? Do you see? This is the good old days when Uncle John couldn't get credit and I had to. He couldn't get credit, people, because Joan bankrupted him. So in the very beginning, it was me. It was basically me for 23 years that if you go into the notice of claim with Uncle John, it's very well listed who went into debt more than anybody between him and I. He didn't get a credit card until the very fucking end of shit. If he wouldn't have been medically kidnapped, people, I had us budgeted down to the last 2 years where everything would have been paid off. I was down to the last 3 major bills. Royal at $3,000. His visa, which was, oh my God, what was it? 13,000 maybe, something like that. And mine was 19,000. But prior to all that, all the other credit cards over the years was all done through me, people. Because he couldn't do it. All right? It costs money to live in houses. It costs money to keep a car on the road. It costs money to move a family. It costs money to feed a family. It costs money to raise a family. Uncle John liked to live in houses. So whenever we could, we did. When I moved in here, everything went back up. Right? So anyway, because I've been behind since December, but I'm going to do the math for you. I'm going to show you how fucked up this is. Now, the bill itself was 19 grand, people. Okay, that was when they took Uncle John. I called up Commerce and I just told them to close the account. I said, just fucking close it. Because I was doing the revolving thing. Pay, use, pay, use, pay, use, pay, use. As I was paying off the other bills. Right? But the thing is, I had bought like a new fridge for upstairs. You know, I bought him a bed. I bought Ciera a bed. I bought Tisha a bed. And then, you know, Ciera was kicked out. So got left with those bills. And then I had to get a new fridge. And I got Uncle John a bed. So when they took Uncle John, I got left with those bills too. Right? I got left with everything, people. I got fucking left with everything. So when that happened, I just phoned up Commerce and I said, look, just close the account. And it was at 19 grand, people. That was 5 fucking years ago, okay? Currently, my balance is... This account is closed, so it doesn't really matter, right? You can see what my balance is. That's all I've been successful at bringing down this bill from 19 grand. And it's at $18,863.02. And they want this by the end of April. Okay, if you can see, amount due. because they're basing that on being behind on my payments. Not because I haven't been making payments. I just haven't been making it the way they want it made. Okay? Now, I've done the math. You can see here, okay? Now, when they took Uncle John in January of 2015, right? My interest was $325 a month on $19,000. So, I paid out $3,900 in interest just for January of 2015. And then same thing for 16, same thing for 17, same thing for 18. And then I got a little bit of money from child support. So I put a little extra money on my bills, right? To get rid of bills, right? And that's why it dropped down a little bit, people. From 19,000, it went to $18,863. But I ended up getting a MasterCard, and I've racked that up since then by $8,500 just to maintain. Right? So then in 2019, because I did that little, brought it down a little bit, their interest dropped down to, you can see here. Do you see the interest? $307? That's straight up interest, people. Right? Because they've got me at 19.99% because I've been behind on my payments. So, of course, they penalize you, right? Do you see that? So, for the year of 2019, we'll just round it off at $307 a month in interest. That's another $3,684. And we've gone into 4 months for 2020. So there's another, $1,228. So since Uncle John's been medically kidnapped, and here's the point, people. Since Uncle John's been medically kidnapped through the facilitation of Fraser Health Authority and CIBC Bank, because one couldn't have done what the other one did unless they did it together, that bank has gotten $20,512 out of me, people, just for interest. Are you hearing me? In the last 5 years, as they are now threatening me to hijack my account so that they can take my little welfare check and my family allowance and anything else that might go in there in terms of child support from way back in the day, to apply it to their principal that I've already technically paid off, that should have been paid off in 2017 if they just would have left Uncle John to live his life in peace. But no, they had to steal his life insurance policy and put it in his inheritance that he got from Joan. Right? They had to fucking put their dirty fingers into that one, didn't they? They don't care. They went with the big wig. The high-rolling nurse with their backroom deals. And they've been penalizing me, people, ever since. Telling me to go get a lawyer that they damn well know I can't get. Right? So anyway, now, what I've paid out, okay, this is what I've paid out in the last 4 months. I wrote it down. You can see. So it's not like I haven't been paying people. if you see here, right, there's the dates that I made payments all the way down. You can see, right? You can see how much my payments were. You can see what the total is. And when you take it from the last balance in terms of what I owed here, okay, that's what I owed as of April 1st. We're only on April 21st, okay? And what I've paid out, I only owe, based on this interest, is $157, because I've been making payments. I just haven't been making it the way they like it. December 13th, I did $325. January 7th, I did another 100. January 16th, I did another 200. January 23rd, I did another 100. February 25th, I did 250. April 2nd, I did 125. And April 9th, I did $300, people. So since December 13th to April 9th, which is 4 months, I've done $1,400 in payments to CIBC, Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce. I've done $1,400 in payments that simply goes on their fucking interest, okay? On a credit card that should have been paid off 3 years ago. On top of, I've already paid out $20,000 plus $500 since the day Uncle John was medically kidnapped so that they could steal his money and bankrupt me. So what's going to happen here I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen here. See, I can do the 157, but I'm 1 month behind right now. Right? As my landlady is raising my rent all the time, every year by $100. And my kids don't want to pay any more than what they're already paying because it's, you know, it's like the boiled frog, right? You know, just slowly but surely if you can't force me out this way, she'll force me out that way. It will come to the point where I won't even be able to afford to live here anymore, people. Right? Because she keeps raising the rent. Sooner or later, it's going to get to the point where I can't afford it. Right? So I just wanted to point that out, right? You've seen the numbers. I'm not going to repeat myself. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to phone up the bank. They're going to want me to make the $157 payment, plus they're probably going to want me to do another $307, so that will be like, what, $465 that I have to pay them by the end of this month, just so that they will let me get my $1,189 welfare check, so that I can pay the rest of my bills, right? And then I get my family allowance for $600, right, for Amari, which I either buy groceries, cat food, or whatever. I mean, think about it. It doesn't go very far. So I'm going to phone them up. I don't know what's going to happen, people. I mean, they don't have to fucking do anything. They can just freeze my account. They will freeze my account. That's what they're going to do. They're going to freeze my account And they may or may not have me come in. But more than likely, I'm going to have to pay out $460 at the end of the fucking month just to get them off my fucking back so that I can pay out another $20,000 over the next 5 years to be at the same fucking balance. Okay? Now, you apply this to hundreds of thousands, millions of people across the continent right now going bankrupt, sitting in their houses, not being able to pay their mortgage because they can't go to work or they lost their job, right? How long do you think the bank is going to hold off on not foreclosing on those houses or taking over people's bank accounts because people are behind on their fucking credit card? Okay? This is manufactured poverty. I have been living with it for a long, long, long time. See it for what it fucking is. Now, you're probably wondering why I didn't gather up my documents and go face CIBC Bank by myself in a funky fucking courthouse with crooked judges that I've already been in front of so they could smooth over what they did to Uncle John in regards to wrongfully and illegally seizing his account, appointing themselves as power and enduring power of attorney so that they could underminingly transfer it over quietly and secretly to Eleanor Gilding, right? Because as far as they were concerned, all they cared about was their dividends with their fucking registered savings plan that they created in secret, people. If I went in front of a judge and tried to fucking put that forward in front of a judge, he would have just blew me off. Never to mention that the person that facilitated all of that committed mail fraud, right along with Fraser Health Authority. That's why they kept him, people, because they needed time to transfer his mail without him knowing about it so that they could access his, hopefully, his credit card statement or bank statement. They didn't care as long as they got a statement. And once they got the statement, because his mail was transferred illegally, well, that's when the games began. So, like I said, Uncle John's going to come back to haunt this fucking bank, all right? The money is long gone, right? You can see what they've been doing to me all these years, right? They're going to have to answer to somebody much higher than me in regards to what they did to Uncle John and what they continue to do to this family.